Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Sultan's embassy in Thailand confirms that no Omani citizens are injured in the explosion that occurred yesterday and calls on citizens to be cautious. Quantity of fish in the Sultan's markets during last April reached more than 78,000 tons. And the Omanis working in private sector reach more than 219,000 employees. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Dr. Mohammed Ashraf Ghani of Afghanistan on his country's independence anniversary. In Thailand, an explosive device exploded at noon near a train station at the center of the Thai capital, Bangkok, after a day of an explosion that killed 22 people. Earlier, the Sultan's embassy in Thailand announces that no Omani was hurt in the explosion, which took place last night in a commercial center in the capital. In a statement to Sultanate of Oman Radio and Television, the embassy said that an Omani citizen who happened to be near the explosion site was not hurt, and that it is contacting the Thai authorities to know the details of the injured in the explosion. It also opened a direct call line for Omanis in case any inquiry about the accident, whether from Omani patients being treated at Thai hospitals, their companions, tourists, or their families. The fishery sector in the Sultanate achieved an increase in quantities unloaded by occupational fishing in local markets, reaching 78,145 tons at the end of April of the current year, compared to 69,284 tons in the same period in 2014. This increase came after the opening of a number of seaports and raising the government's investment in organizing the sector and training its workers. The fisheries wealth is among the most significant economic and production sectors which have contributed to the national economy in the view of the government's vision to diversify sources of income. Statistics issued by the National Center for Statistics and Information also say that the value of fish quantities in the same period amounted to more than 62.56 million Omani Riyals, with an increase by 1.4% compared to the same period. Around 50% of Omani fish and other sea products are exported to more than 60 countries around the globe, topped by Japan, Europe, and American markets. Latest statistics issued by the National Center for Statistics and Information showed that the number of national manpower in the private sector reached 219,000 male and female workers till last June. This increase came as a result of government efforts aiming to Omanize many jobs in the sector, in addition to its training plans and qualify Omanis in the sector. The statistics also pointed out that the number of available job opportunities in the private sector amounted to around 63,000 vacancies from the beginning of the year till last June, and around 40,000 benefited from these opportunities in various sectors. The financial brokerage sector came first in terms of Omanization rate from the start of the year till last July, with 79% of the number of workers in the sector, followed by the electricity, water and gas sector with 72%. The international licensed establishments topped the list of establishments which achieved the highest Omanization rates by the end of July 2015 with 40%. Followed by excellent grade establishments with 2% and consulting establishments with around 24%. The Board of Directors of Public Authority for Civil Defence and Ambulance held its meeting headed by His Excellency Lieutenant General Hassan bin Mohsin Al-Shariqi, Inspector General of Police and Customs, Chairman of Board of Directors of Public Authority for Civil Defence and Ambulance. He discussed the administrative aspects of the authority and its works in various governorates of the Sultanate, in addition to coordination among authority, government and private bodies. Still to come in our news bulletin, the annual summer program My Summer is Here concludes its activities in the Wilayat of Sor. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The National Committee for Human Rights organized an awareness convoy for human rights in the Governorate of Dhofar. The committee, in cooperation with the Office of the Minister of State and Governor of Dhofar, organized a meeting to shed light on a number of topics related to the duties and specializations of the Human Rights Committee, in addition to mechanisms of monitoring and enhancing human rights. A visual presentation was also viewed by the attendees that focused on the goals of the committee in related fields. The mechanisms of trainers' preparation in the field of child protection, activating role of society, civil institutions and trained families to protect children topped the discussions of last day of the work session, which organized by the Ministry of Social Development in cooperation with the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF. The 10-day training work session aimed to prepare a national team of trainers in the field of child protection. It included a number of aspects related to training as difficulties faced by trainers and ways of overcoming them. The Sultan Qaboos University organized a job exhibition with the participation of more than 10 government and private bodies. It targeted the Omani students studying in various colleges and universities and those that graduated from the California University in the United States. It aimed to acquaint the students with the available job and training opportunities, in addition to introduce the local and international companies. With the participation of 125 school students, the summer program activities concluded in Beit al-Baranda in Muscat. The program was organized by Muscat Municipality. It included various educational events and training workshops for children. During their participation in the summer activities, the students accomplished more than 100 artistic works in fields of drawing, designing and handicrafts. After days of learning and training in entertainment, the Summer Center in the Wilayat of Shinas concluded its works, celebrating good levels reached by participants in various scientific, cultural and sports fields. The conclusion ceremony included artistic events which clarify the role of the center in refining the personalities of the participants, which will contribute in uplifting their scientific and cultural level. A number of activities were organized by the Omani Women Association in the Wilayat of Sor during its annual summer program, My Summer is Here. The program aimed to hold practical and scientific workshops related to life and apply them by the participants. The program included the course of traditional tailoring training programs in photography techniques and English speaking skills, in addition to Omani singing arts. After 2 weeks of events and various programs, the summer program Values and Achievements concluded in the Governorate of Al Brahmi. The activities aim to use free time of students in increasing knowledge in addition to grant them practical experiences in a number of fields. The conclusion ceremony included a number of activities in addition to visual show about programs and achievements of summer programs. Also, participants and supporters of the program were honored. As part of the activities of the Kharif season in the Governorate of Dhofar, the biggest equestrian show was concluded today. And here's a report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai.
On this day, more and more varieties of activities are being held in this Salalah Kharif Festival 2015, and Oman Equestrian Federation has contributed its good share by presenting a well-organized and successful equestrian sports to this big event held here in Salalah, the sport of which its activities has come to its conclusion. The concluding event was held under the auspices of His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Saeed Al Mardouf Al Saadi, Minister of Sports, in the presence of Sayyid Mundhir bin Saif Al Busaidi, Chairman, Board of Directors, Oman Equestrian Federation, His Excellency Salim bin Aufit Al Shamfari, Chairman, Dhofar Municipality, other officials, equestrian enthusiasts, and general public. The event, which has lasted for 1 week, presenting various competitions that were performed by the riders riding the Arabian thoroughbred horses representing various governmental institutions and private establishments in Oman, along with their colleagues from the GCC countries, United Arab Emirates, Qatar and Saudi Arabia. The riders have indeed presented their skills at a high standard, and on this final day, the event began with a horses show, after which the tent paging competition ground rumbled as several graceful horses thundered past at breakneck speeds, where the horse riders applied their skills trying to achieve their target on the ground with pinpoint accuracy. The riders from Oman and their counterparts from the GCC countries have presented a very skillful show in which the audience enjoyed the sport all along the competition times. It's worth mentioning that the tent paging is the ultimate test of horsemanship, requiring determination and eye coordination, discipline, and fearless love and speed. Now, at this point, a moment of celebration has come for this successful performance, where all here are entertained by this young group. So let's watch. And the time for distribution prizes has come. The chief guest distributed the prizes to the winners, and some of the individuals who have contributed to this event were recognized. Sayyid Mundhir bin Saif Al Busaidi has this to say.
We were so happy as Oman Equestrian Federation with the participation of State of Qatar and Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates, and also with the performance of the riders. It was an excellent performance. As you know, the competition is a tough competition, and inshallah for the next year we are looking forward to invite Bahrain and Kuwait for the competition, inshallah, here in Salalah.
And with that, we have come to the conclusion of this competition from Salalah 2015 Festival. I'm Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television.
Now for the general weather forecast, cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas and the nearby mountains of the Governorate of Dhofar with chances of intermittent drizzle. And the rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of cloud accumulation and scattered rainfall over the Hajar Mountains and the nearby areas. Winds will be southwesterly moderate to active along the coast of the Arabian Sea, while it will be southeasterly light to moderate along the rest of the Sultanate, and seas along the coast of the Arabian Sea will be rough with a maximum wave height of 3 meters, and for the rest of the coast it will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. This is the Sultan of Oman Television. Before we enter tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultan's embassy in Thailand confirms that no Omani citizens are injured in the explosion that occurred yesterday and calls on citizens to be cautious. Quantity of fish in the Sultan's markets during last April reached more than 78,000 tons. And the Omanis working in the private sector reached more than 219,000 employees. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin from all of us here in the newsroom and the studios. Thanks for your company. Good night.